Hey guys, in today's tutorial we are designing this modern house, or better to say mansion icon inside Affinity Designer version 2. And to start we need a new clean document and we need to make our basic shapes, which are those both rectangles right here. So we will start with them. So we will make one rectangle for the top floor and giving it no fill but a stroke, and the stroke we are going with 4 or 5 pt. I think 5 pt is good. We are going with this cap, the square cap, and the meter join, and that way we can now adjust our rectangle to the size we want it to be. So for example this size, and then we can simply duplicate it by clicking Command and J on our keyboard. Simply use Control instead of Command if you're using a Windows PC for all commands I'm using, all shortcuts. We can now move this down and we can move this, as you can see right here, to the left. So like this, maybe as far as we want it to be. This is looking good. And our next step is to create this mirror line right here. So we need another rectangle like this, for example, and moving a little bit to the top, to the middle of our rectangle by having snapping activated. These are my snapping settings, and we can make it a little bit bigger, I think. That way it looks good. And the next step is to create the new shape out of those two shapes. So we're clicking on this one, and then going to select our pen tool right here, starting in this corner right here and going here, 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 and simply here and here. And our next step is selecting this rectangle and deleting it, and also the main rectangle, because now we have our basic shape for the mirror line. And we can now go with the pen tool again and create this one stroke, go to the move tool and move it to the right by having shift and the arrow keys, by using shift and arrow keys. So we will go back and count how much how long we put it to the right, and we're going 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18, I think 18 or 20. I think we're going with 18. It's looking good. And simply duplicate again with Command and J and going to the right 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 till 18 or 180 pixels, and again the same procedure, and again. And we see that it's too close, so we're going 1 back with everything, so holding down shift and the left arrow key, and 2 for this one and 3 for this one, and that's 170. So 17 steps, 170 pixels we are going. And the next step is to create the window for our bottom floor, so for our bottom rectangle, the first floor. And for this we are simply using the rectangle again and taking this shape, so we have the exact same dimensions, and selecting this rectangle, moving in the middle and like this. And now we can create a new shape of the bottom rectangle with our pen tool right here. So like this, and right here, and right here. And again delete the basic the window shape and the basic rectangle, and now we can create again our line from here to here, and again move it 17 steps to the left by holding down shift and the left arrow key, so 170 pixels. So I forget to count, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And we are finished with this. So what we can do next is to create our door for the first floor, for the bottom rectangle. So we're using a rectangle again, and maybe going like this, maybe making it a little bit smaller as we want it to be. So I think this is looking good right here. And yes, adjust it to your own needs. What do you think? What you think looks best for you? And we also need the line to hold our bottom floor, our top floor, our second floor. So we're going with the pen tool right here, and maybe here, and holding down Shift to move it straight to the bottom, and then clicking again, and we have our line here. And now we still need our tree to make it look cooler, and also our bottom line. So we're going with the pen tool again. We can also click the shortcut on our keyboard, going right here to here, and then with the move arrow, so with the move tool, we can go even further for our tree. So our tree has some space left. And now we're creating our tree. We are starting with this rectangle right here and creating a good looking shape, maybe like this. Going with the corner tool right here to smooth the corners, selecting all of the corners and moving inside till we like the shape. So for example, like this. Going with the pen tool again and moving to the bottom by holding down Shift like this. Move tool again. We can now select this shape and go with the node tool right here. So click also, you can also click the shortcut on your keyboard. Click right here. First, you may have to make sure, because it doesn't look in the that it is in the middle, but it is. So perfect. We are going with the node tool right here and clicking right here to create a new node, and then we can go right here, which is break curve. Select the first one, move one to the left, or 2 or 3. So we can find the next one for the right side, and now hold down Shift and the right arrow key to move to the right as you like it. Also only use the arrow keys for smaller steps, for 1 pixel steps, and that looks good, I think. We can now go with the pen tool again, and we need to finish our tree. And that way we are clicking right here and maybe here and making a little bit shorter. And now duplicate again and there transform by flipping horizontally, maybe like this, and a little bit longer. And again, duplicate and flip again, and like this, and longer. And again, duplicate, flip, and like this, and even longer. So maybe like this, that a little bit shorter, that a little bit shorter, and that a little bit shorter. And now we need to go with the node tool again. So click the node tool or the shortcut for the node tool, hold down Shift to move this inside till we don't see any corners anymore outside of this one stroke, and finish it for all the 4 strokes right here. We can move some of them down with Shift and the Shift and the arrow keys, like 10 pixels, and maybe make this a little bit longer. So like this. And if we are satisfied with our creation, we can simply, first we want to move this down again a little bit. So we're selecting with the node tool all of them and moving down with Shift and the arrow keys like this. And if we are satisfied, we can select all of our strokes right here. And we can go to the top to layer and to expand stroke. And then we can simply go to the Boolean operations and click on add. And now we have one curve which is our icon. We could adjust it to our needs if we want to, before and after that convert to curves and expand to stroke and then convert to curves. And then we are finished with our house. To make it present better, we can now take a cool background color. For example, this one, which is, let me check, the hex code, this hex code. We are copying it and click right here, double click right here and paste and click enter. And then also change the color of our curves now for filling, because now it's the strokes are curves. After expanding to stroke, after expanding the stroke and after adding, and we can then fill with the color right if we want to. We could lower the opacity to 95% to make it softer. And we could also add a little shadow to make it pop out of the background. So for example, 20 and 15 or something like this, or 15 and 10. That's depending on what you like best. So we're going with 15 and 20, I think. And then we are finished with our house, and, or better to say, mansion icon. And that's gonna do for today's video. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully see you in the next video, and bye.